What's up, friends? Welcome into Rock Chalk Sports, getting you ready for KU K-State, the Dillon's Sunflower Showdown with Elijah Schmidt running the operations and Dan Courtwright. I'm Sean Kellerman. Thanks to everybody watching on KansasNation.com. Thanks as well to everybody listening in on Sports Radio 810 WHB and ESPN Wichita 92.3 FM. We get you ready as we prepare for the rematch of an 86-62 victory, Kansas over K-State in the Little Apple, getting underway here very shortly. Looking forward to it as KU needs to bounce back after a messy trip to Arizona. Going to get into that. First, want to tell you about our friends over at Crown Automotive. They are our founding partners here at Kansas Nation. Miles Schneer and his team on South Iowa and Lawrence will get you in the vehicle that you need. If you're looking new, if you're looking used, give them a visit or check them out at crownautomotive.com. Miles Schneer and his team, the people to talk to regarding new and used vehicles. Hey, kansasnation.com is the place to be for the best coverage of all things KU. We host Rock Chalk Sports 4 to 6 Monday through Friday, a part of the Kansas Nation Podcast Network. Great selection of podcasts, a lot of weekly offerings as well.
Yeah, be sure to check out all of our shows that we have on all of our website, everywhere on our YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you can find them. We have the Timeout with Tyshawn Taylor podcast hosted by Rock. Tyshawn Taylor comes into studio and tells some stories about the glory days and talks a little KU basketball as well. Also, Haney and the Hawks. Upcoming episode, he has KU legend Keith Langford coming
looking
on.
Forward to that
That is awesome. Really excited about that. Go back and watch the Paul Pierce episode. Go back and watch the Scooter Berry episode. Brian Haney, he brings in KU Jayhawks of the past. They talk about their glory days as well. Jayhawker podcast with Nate Bukaty, also the official podcast of the University of Kansas. Inside KU with Laney Boger, Legends of Kansas with BMAC and Chris Harris Jr., and then Rock Chalk Sports with Sean Kellerman and I. Also check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, anywhere on social media platforms. That's where we will be giving you the best content available regarding Kansas athletics. So be sure to check that out. Like, follow, subscribe, share, whatever you can do to share the good word about Kansas Nation.
All right, let's get into this. First, we're going to take a look back at K-State's schedule. It has been a trying year for the Cats as they are just 12-18. They are 3-14 in conference play. Kansas 21-9, 11-6 in conference play. We'll talk a little bit regarding Big 12 seeding at the end of this segment. But K-State, of course, in the midst of a season where they have fired their coach. Jerome Tang was coaching when Kansas faced K-State back on January 24th. KU won that 86-62. KU was up just 2 points at the break, but then just ran an absolute train through the Wildcats in the second half as K-State started hot from the perimeter. Andre Kostic hit his first 4 threes, but missed his final 3. And KU did a great job on P.J. Haggerty. He got his in 23 points, but it took him 17 shots to do it, 6 of 17. Nate Johnson had just 5 points on 2 of 8, and David Castillo had 8 points on 3 of 11. For Kansas, it was a balanced attack in the 24-point win. Flory Bidunga had 21 and 10. He was 10 of 13 from the field. Those are the efficiency numbers that Flory was consistently putting up when he was at his best during a stretch earlier this season. Bryson Tiller had 16 points and 7 rebounds. Melvin Council had 17 points, 12 assists, and 7 rebounds in this game to go along with the steal and a block. KU also got not only 13 points from Trey White, but 19 points off the bench from Elmarco Jackson. He was 5 of 7 from the field, 2 of 3 from 3. Also had 5 rebounds, did Elmarco. Would love to see him have a bounce-back performance because he really, really struggled in the trip to Arizona. So a lot of good things happened back on January 24th. That was in the middle of Kansas' 8-game win streak, and now they're kind of back to where they were at the beginning of January, where they've taken a few steps back. Dan, a word on that before we tell you a little bit more about K-State's schedule.
Yeah, I think where you're sitting at right now with K-State coming in, look, there's a lot of things about Kansas athletics that you can look at, and at least for the basketball team, you can look at and say, man, that's, it's just not the same as what it was, right? I'm talking about this season. You had the 8-game win streak. All of a sudden, you get your teeth kicked in at Iowa State. You get your teeth kicked in at Arizona. Arizona State, they beat you in their place, who's not a very good team. But there's one thing that remains consistent over at least the last 43 years, and that's Kansas wins senior day. They're going to be wearing the red jerseys, at least from what we saw on social media. They tweeted out the red jerseys with all the names on the back. I would assume they're going to be wearing the red jerseys. K-State's coming into town. They're terrible. They have Mark Driscoll as their coach now. They have some solid players, but you got to close out the regular season on a high note. There's still some things that could happen, right? Texas Tech could still lose to BYU coming up on Saturday. Kansas could then vault up to the three seed. That's where you want to be. It's not out of the realm of possibility. But you got to take care of business against Kansas State. You did it last time out in Manhattan. Obviously, rivalry games can get weird, but Kansas far outmatches K-State. Now, we said the same thing about Arizona State. Arizona State, they got Kansas on the ropes early. Kansas is coming off of a very poor shooting performance against Arizona State. So you got to get the ball through the hoop. You got to get those rebounds. You have to play the same brand of basketball that you were when you had that 8-game stretch in February.
Yeah, definitely need to do that. And K-State, they're going to look a little bit different than that game that was, again, a blowout win in the end for Kansas at K-State, as K-State now has gotten back at least one player. Of course, we haven't seen Abdi Bashir. He was a transfer over from Monmouth, who's a really good three-point shooter who has been out for quite some time. But Kamari McGriff, and the victory K-State just had over West Virginia, which was a nice win, 65-63. McGriff had 18 points, 7 rebounds, and a couple blocks. PJ Haggerty was a late scratch, a surprise late scratch in that game. We expect he will play. We haven't heard differently as we pre-record this show. We'll have to wait and see. But K-State overall this season, dealing with some injuries. Obviously, there's the coaching issue. Matthew Driscoll, like you said, who used to coach North Florida, an assistant coach. He's the acting head coach right now for K-State, and he's done an okay job, I would say. They haven't won very many games all season. They didn't win a lot with Tang. They have won a couple with Driscoll, so props to him on that front. But overall, a team that was picked to finish middle of the Big 12, 9th in the preseason poll, and perhaps be an NCAA tournament team. They are far from it, are the K-State Wildcats. They actually started this season 5-0 before going 7-18 in their most recent 25 games. They had a nice win against Mississippi State back on November 20th. Not the strongest SEC team, but still a nice win. They also beat Cal, did the Wildcats. A loss to Nebraska by just 1 point. At the time was probably a bummer because you lost to another Power 4 team, Power 5 team in Nebraska. You probably didn't realize how good Nebraska was actually going to be. So that was a missed opportunity in hindsight for K-State. Then they lost to Indiana. A home loss to Bowling Green, I think, really set them back. And then a loss also to Seton Hall. 4 straight losses for K-State made them 5-4. They rolled off 4 straight wins, including a win over Creighton. They were 9-4. But that was right before Big 12 play started, and they've salvaged, as I said, just 3 wins in Big 12 play. Those wins were a 3-point home win against Utah, a 16-point home win against Baylor, and that 2-point home win against West Virginia, which took place on their senior day on Tuesday. So they are coming off a win, but a lot of L's in the middle of the K-State season. Dan, I talked about how McGriff is going to be back, and we would assume Haggerty will play as well. A couple guys who didn't play for K-State in that game in January. Tell us a little bit more about some individuals for the Cats.
Yeah, so last time Kansas played K-State, like you said, Kamari McGriff did not play against them. They had Taj Manning come in, who had not a terrible game, right? Taj Manning, he wound up with 8 points in this one, 4 rebounds. He went 3 for 6 from the field, played 23 minutes. So obviously, when you look at that coming in for Kamari McGriff, who is a relatively volume type of guy for them. He averages 9.3 points per game. He averages 9.3 points per game, 4.3 rebounds per game. He's shooting 69.2% from the field. That's pretty dang good, right? 20% from the three-point line. Doesn't take a lot of threes, but he will from time to time. So when you look at that, you go, okay, well, they're going to be heavier in the front court, right? Because Taj Manning, who came off the bench, he was not nearly as good as Kamari McGriff. We know Kamari McGriff is a all-right basketball player, right? So we're going to be able to see him in Allen Fieldhouse coming up on Saturday. PJ Haggerty, though, he is, again, the head of the snake. He's the number 3 volume scorer in the nation still. 23.3 points per game, 5.3 rebounds per game. He's shooting 49.4% from the field, 35.5% from the three-point line. The ball runs through him. He's also averaging 4 assists per game too, so he can facilitate the ball a little bit, find some open guys. He's going to be garnering a lot of attention, right? When you talk about a guy like Darren Peterson, who garners a lot of attention and has that gravity. PJ Haggerty also has that, right? And he's not nearly the player that Darren Peterson is, but you know that he's going to be putting up a lot of shots every single game. So you're going to have some help defense on him, right? So that's where the other defensive guys come into play. You have to be able to get into the passing lanes, hedge a little bit, be able to stop PJ Haggerty, make the other guys try to score as well. You got to let guys like Nate Johnson think it's Nate Johnson time. Like I said, Nate Johnson, by the way, another solid player of theirs. He's technically their second leading scorer because we don't know if Abdi Bashir is going to be playing. I certainly doubt it. 12.3 points per game for him, 4.9 rebounds per game. He's shooting 44% from the field, but 39% from the three-point line. David Castillo, we saw him last year. He's a really solid player. He's only getting, I think he's going to continue to get better throughout his collegiate career. He's averaging 10.6 points per game, shooting 40% from the field. So not great shooting wise this year, but still a solid player who can, facilitate a little bit and get some stuff going for him. Andre Kostic, like you said, he has now gotten more of a role after that KU game. He came in, hit his first 4 threes. All of a sudden you go, who is this kid, right? He wasn't on my scouting report. I don't even know if I said his name in the game preview whenever we were talking about K-State. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, he hits his threes. Jerome Tang gets fired. Matthew Driscoll, now he's like, oh, hey, we got this kid coming off the bench who is a surefire three-point shooter. Let's start playing him. So he's getting a lot more run ever since Jerome Tang wound up getting fired. Dorian Buka doesn't do a lot in terms of production offensively, but he's their big man. He gave Flory a little bit of problems down low early in the K-State game. So when you look at him, when you look at the size mismatch, which is something that's been a problem over these last few games for Flory Bidunga, when you have a guy who's just simply bigger than him, Flory's got to be able to figure it out.
Yeah. The Jops and the Shams of the world have been tough for KU's bigs, which disappointing because February 9th, we were feeling great about Flory being the best player against the best front court in the country in Arizona. And guys got to be better. Everybody's got to be better than they were the trip to Arizona this past weekend. And of course, Tuesday was a disaster in Tempe. More on that here shortly. But we'll go through K-State, where they're at statistically in the conference. This is Rock Chalk Sports. We are on 4 to 6 Monday through Friday. Sean Kellerman and Dan Courtwright. Check us out on KansasNation.com. A part of the Kansas Nation Podcast Network. They're a weekly podcast, as Dan alluded to a little bit earlier. Haney and the Hawks, the Jayhawker, hosted by Nate Bukaty. Between Two Fountains with Greg Gurley and Mick Schaefer, and much, much more. Check us out, KansasNation.com. Follow us on socials, Kansas Nation on Facebook and Twitter, TikTok, Instagram is at the Kansas Nation here at the state-of-the-art studios, downtown Lawrence on Mass Street. So happy to be here and happy to be previewing the Dillon's Sunflower Showdown. When you look at K-State from a team perspective, not surprising that a team who likely is going to be the 15 seed in the Big 12 tournament is toward the bottom of the conference in just about everything. They are last in the conference in field goal percentage. They're 10th in the conference in opponent field goal percentage. K-State 12th in team three-point field goal percentage. They're actually defending the arc okay. They're 6th in the Big 12 in opponent three-point field goal percentage. They don't hit free throws very well. They're 13th in the conference on that front. And in terms of rebounding margin, K-State also dead last in the conference, Dan, at minus 8.6. We know they haven't been completely healthy throughout, but again, there's not a lot to like if you're a K-State fan looking at the record, looking at stats. K-State is 13th in the conference in assist-to-turnover ratio. Kansas, for what it is worth, is 10th in the conference in assist-to-turnover ratio, and we know that KU has struggled at times rebounding as well. KU's stats, especially recently, Dan, are kind of all over the place from a team perspective because they had that consistent run where they won 8 consecutive games. They were winning home games. They were winning road games. They were winning high-scoring games and low-scoring games. But now they're kind of stuck in that time where it's high ups and low downs. I mean, it's just not good.
Yeah, there's no gray area.
It's 1-1 every week, it seems, for the Jayhawks, and they have to clean it up. I mean, you look back, we're not going to relive Tuesday for much longer because we can't do anything about it, but Kansas had 17 turnovers and shot 29% from the field. You got 6 out of 17 from Trey White, 3 out of 18 from Darren Peterson, 1 out of 5 from Bryson Tiller, 6 out of 14 from Flory Bidunga, and 3 out of 11 from Melvin Council. It's just not going to work. You're not having guys step up when other guys aren't having good nights. Everything from a contagiousness standpoint is basically sticking because no matter what is happening, everybody's doing it.
Yeah.
And Kansas had consistently good performances for quite some time, and it's been pretty consistently bad here this past week and a half. They got to figure it out. They've got to get individuals playing better. Hopefully, and I keep going back to this, Peterson playing 30-plus minutes each of the last 4 games is a good thing because it's been choppy at times with him out there, but now they're getting more and more reps with him out there. The best version of KU has Darren Peterson on the court, unquestionably. They need to be better offensively. Hopefully they're feeling a little bit better in terms of flow and can get something going. And, yeah, you need some home cooking. KU honoring 6 seniors tomorrow. You're done with road games. You don't have to worry about that. Tomorrow's the final game at Allen Fieldhouse, and then we'll see what Kansas can do at a neutral site.
Yeah, Kansas right now, they're 20th, by the way, in KenPom, 55 in offensive efficiency, 9th in defensive efficiency. And you had to have seen that coming, right? Obviously, after throwing up one of the worst shooting performances that we've seen out of a Kansas team against Arizona State. And again, don't want to relive this too much, but that was simply not good enough, right? And everybody will tell you that. Melvin Council will tell you that, right? Flory Bidunga is going to tell you that. Bryson Tiller is going to tell you that. And I don't think that it is going to be a pattern, right? I think this is going to be a good bounce back game. It's going to be high emotions, right? And with senior day, it can always be one of two things. Either A, they're going to go off, all the seniors, right? And I'm talking about Melvin Council. I'm talking about Trey White specifically, right? You got Ginugala and Wilder Evers. Maybe they'll hit some
Jaden Dawson and Justin Cross.
Jaden Dawson and Justin Cross, absolutely. But I'm looking at Melvin and Trey right now. Senior day can always go one of two ways. Either they can go off, have the game of their life, and be pumping up the crowd, wearing their emotions on their sleeve, or it can be overly emotional and it can get to guys sometimes. And we've seen that before as well, where senior night comes around, the guys are just, there's so much going on around them that they get off to kind of a slow start. When I look at a guy like Melvin Council and when I look at a guy like Trey White, I don't see the latter happening. I see them going absolutely bananas in this game. I can see Melvin Council being more aggressive towards the basket, which is a hard thing to be more aggressive because he's one of the more aggressive people in the Big 12. I can see Trey White hitting some knockdown threes and also being more aggressive as well, grabbing those rebounds, right? We saw him with 13 rebounds in the game against Arizona State. I can see him crashing the glass more. I can see him trying harder and putting his heart out there, putting everything out there on the line because it's going to be senior day. But when you talk about the field goal percentage from the Arizona State game, I think all these guys understand, hey, that's absolutely not good enough. We need to, A, get better shots, and B, see them go through.
And you know I'm a law of averages guy, so
Absolutely.
They're going to start going through.
Yeah.
And again, Allen Fieldhouse will help. Kansas should have a lot of fans in Kansas City. Now, will they have multiple games in Kansas City? We don't know. More on that here in a second. Appreciate everybody listening over in Kansas City on Sports Radio 810 WHP, as well as our listeners, ESPN Wichita 92.3 FM. Dan, I'll mention a few things from a seed standpoint, but first, give us some keys to the game for the Jayhawks, not only to win this one, but in my opinion, to sort of, again, hit the reset button because the third and final season is on the cusp. And you might as well say this is game one of it, honestly, because you want to get rid of the Arizona swing. Just say beating the brakes off K-State, hopefully, which will take place here shortly, is game one of the third season before postseason play starts.
I feel like I keep on repeating myself. I feel like a broken record whenever I'm talking about keys to the game, but a big one's going to be rebounding, right? And it just has not been good enough. Flory Bidunga, he wound up getting a double-double. But at the same time, when you look at just the rebounding from the front court as a whole, you need more, and you need more offensive rebounds. Granted, they got 25 offensive rebounds last time. But they only scored 6 points off those 25 offensive rebounds.
You need defensive rebounds,
you need more
too.
You need more defensive rebounds.
Possessions.
Rebounding as a whole is going to be a key to this game. You can't allow K-State to get those second chance shots either, because all of a sudden you see them grabbing a board, throwing it out to Kostic, all of a sudden there's a three-pointer in your face, right? So rebounding is going to be massive, and I'm looking specifically at Bryson Tiller for this, because Bryson Tiller has not been good enough over these last 3 games.
Minus 8.5 rebounding margin for K-State. This needs to be a plus 15 on the glass for
Absolutely.
Kansas.
Absolutely.
K-State dead last in the league.
Yes, rebounding is going to be a big one. And then when you look at PJ Haggerty, this is going to be an obvious thing, but you got to stop him. You got to limit him, right? He's a volume scorer. He takes most of their shots. He averages 23.3 points per game. You have to completely shut him down. So on the defensive end of the ball, I'm looking at this sort of as a dual thing. I'm looking at this to be like, hey, you got to stop PJ Haggerty, and you got to have Elmarko or Jamari do it, because this has to be a get-back game for them. You got to give them some kind of momentum heading into March, heading into the postseason, because those are the guys that you're relying on your bench. We talked to Brian Haney about this yesterday, about who's it got to be. It's got to be them, right? So what can you do to get them back in the groove? Give them a game that they can be proud of. Give them a game where they can look at it and say, hey, the third best scorer in the nation, the third highest volume scorer in the nation, I completely shut them down. So I'm looking at Elmarko, I'm looking at Jamari on the defensive side of the ball to try to limit PJ Haggerty whenever they are out there, right? It's not always going to be them. Sometimes it's going to be Melvin. Sometimes it's going to be Darren. They're going to be switching a lot. I don't care. I need Elmarko and Jamari to do a great job on defense to give them some sort of momentum. And then, obviously, hit your damn shots, right? I mean, 29% from the field, absolutely not good enough. That's not a shock to anybody. That's not breaking news that 29% from the field is not good enough. You got to hit your shots, right? And you have to find good shots as well. We saw too many times where we saw Elmarko drive in with no plan, put up a terrible shot. Trey White also does the same thing. Melvin Council did not have a plan. A lot of times he was driving and did not have a lot of open looks. Darren Peterson's in a little bit of a slump right now too. I think all these guys are in a slump.
Right.
This is the perfect get-back game to build your confidence heading into March.
You know why it's a perfect get-back game? Because it's the next game.
Absolutely.
You know, and you have a bottom-feeding K-State team coming in. This needs to be a blowout win for Kansas. Granted, you can't count on anything. I said going to Arizona State, this needs to be a game where Kansas dominates and scores a lot of points and scores 80-plus points. We scored 60, and Arizona State, a team who was 14th in the conference in field goal percentage, you know, a lot of that was KU missed shots, field goal percentage defense, I say. A lot of that was KU missed shots, but still, Kansas couldn't score enough.
Yeah.
I would love to see KU play a little bit faster, too. When Melvin Council gets a full head of steam and goes coast to coast, it seems like good things happen for Kansas. And that means off missed shots, turnovers. I want to see Kansas playing faster and getting transition opportunities, because in the half court, it's been stagnant for quite some time. That makes the cup a little bit bigger, I would say, when you're able to get some opportunities in transition, get to the free throw line. Kansas just needs confidence. These individuals just need confidence. They're good enough players. We've seen that. I've talked about that. KU can compete and beat anybody in the country. They have proven that. They've got to get their swagger back. Yeah. They just haven't had it here. And again, it's been choppy offensively. Peterson needs to be better. White needs to be better. Council needs to be better. Bidunga needs to be better. Tiller needs to be better. So there you go. There's your starting five. And we talk about how Jamari and Elmarko are going to continue to be the main bench pieces, I'm sure, despite some struggles that Elmarko has had. Those guys have to be really good as well. When you look at this from a bracketology standpoint, KU beating K-State is not going to affect where Kansas is seen from a seed perspective in the NCAA tournament. Whether you win by 100 or 1, Kansas is still going to be a 4 seed as long as you win. That's where they're at right now, CBS and ESPN. Not where you want to be, but as both David and Brian have said recently, you made the bed, you got to sleep in it. And that's where Kansas is at right now. Your opportunity to get up to the 3 line, which we talk about the importance of that, and right now it seems like, you know, barring a loss to K-State, Kansas' only options in the NCAA tournament are going to be a 4 seed or a 3 seed. You're going to need to win a couple games in Kansas City because the K-State win, should it happen, that's not going to affect it. But yeah, 4 seed on both ESPN and CBS right now. If Kansas is able to get it done, then, you'll feel better about having a win under your belt going to Kansas City. And again, as you talked about a little bit earlier, Kansas with a win and a Texas Tech loss, they'll be the 3 seed in Kansas City.
Yeah.
With a win and a Texas Tech win, Kansas will be the 4 seed in Kansas City. The 4 seed plays Thursday at 11:30 a.m. The 3 seed plays Thursday at 8:30 p.m. So there's that.
I know we're up against a break right now, but an interesting thought just popped into my head. Would you rather Kansas have the 4 seed in the Big 12 and have a chance to beat 2 top 10 teams, and that'll boost you your record? That's a better chance of you getting to the 3 line in the NCAA tournament.
That's really interesting, right? Because maybe so. I mean, right now, Iowa State's a 3 seed in the NCAA tournament. If you're the 4 seed Kansas, if you're the 4 seed Kansas, you probably are facing Iowa State in your first game, which could be a quick exit or a great opportunity to get a team that's been in the top 10 all year. If you're the 3 seed, you're probably facing a TCU, Cincinnati, or UCF. So we'll have to see on that front. Hey, appreciate everybody listening on Sports Radio 810 WHB, ESPN Wichita 92.3. FM in advance of this game. If you're watching on KansasNation.com, more coming up. We'll chat with you guys soon. KansasNation.com.
Hey, Kansas fans. Coach Bill Self here, and you're watching KansasNation.com.
We have a great selection of vehicles here. What's the best fit for you?
Maybe something a little smaller. Maybe just a little bigger. Getting closer. Perfect. Come experience the chrome difference.
Listen up, guys. Summer is coming, and there's no better time than right now to ignite your health and feel your best. Whether you're chasing peak performance, trying to reignite intimacy, or simply want to feel your best, Game Day Men's Health Lawrence is your calling. Situated in a plush man cave setting, their services for testosterone replacement therapy, ED, vitamin therapy, and weight loss are sure to give you the boost you need. Make an online appointment today by searching for Game Day Men's Health Lawrence. Step up your game in 2026 with Game Day.
Together, we're elevating our potential, our pride, our traditions, and our dreams. Together, we're opening up a whole new world of possibilities. Elevate your University of Kansas experience with Jayhawk checking from Central Bank. Central Bank and KU, elevating together.
Hi there, Gary Joslin with Joslin's Jewelry. I'm not the class ring company. I'm a mom and pop jewelry store for 42 years. We were recently voted the gold medal #1 jewelry store in the greater Kansas City area by Ingram's Magazine. Come see us at Joslin's Jewelry, 9529 Antioch. Joslin's Jewelry, the jeweler you'll recommend to your friends and family.
Joslin's Jewelry, for the best that's yet to come.
This is SSJ. Winter in Kansas City doesn't mean your lawn takes a break. It means smart homeowners get a head start. Let David and his crew from Custom Lawn and Landscape prepare your yard for a greener, healthier spring with winter fertilization, soil conditioning, and pre-emergent treatments that stop weeds before they start. Because when the snow melts, you don't want to start fixing your lawn. You want to already be winning. Trust Custom Lawn and Landscape, treating your yard now so it looks incredible later. Visit CustomLawn.com to schedule your winter services today.
A lot of rain. There might be more even tonight, but
Tornadoes
as you know,
and stuff, too.
winter is not downtime for your lawn. Yes, it's technically still winter until March 21st? Is that how it goes? Something like that, 22nd. But winter is not downtime. It's prep time. Now is the time to make sure you have a healthy spring lawn. Custom Lawn and Landscape scheduling winter services right now, from soil treatments and pre-emergent applications to tree and shrub care that protects your yard from harsh cold. So don't wait until it's officially spring and wish that your lawn looked better. Start now and enjoy your yard all year long. Custom Lawn and Landscape, you can schedule online at customlawn.com. Better lawns start early. Customlawn.com. The Kansas women saw their Big 12 tournament run come to a close last night. It was 55-48 as Colorado got the women. Really a situation where KU got down. They were down 24-14 early and couldn't quite come back in the second half. Colorado hit some big shots, and the Hawks, unfortunately, now wait their postseason fate, but probably outside the bubble for the NCAA.
Yeah, I mean, that was a tough one, right? You only had one player scoring double figures. That was Samaya Nichols. She wound up with 14 points. Jalea Davis only wound up with 8. Reagan Williams came off the bench. She also had 8. Not a great just not a great end to the Big 12 tournament. And that was one that you thought that you could get back, right? Last time KU played Colorado, they were up big, went to overtime. They wound up, losing that one by 3. Really unfortunate. And you had the talent and the players to be able to beat Colorado, but they just wound up being the better team yesterday. Really unfortunate, like I said. And Jalea Davis, she tried her butt off, but only wound up with 8 points last night. Samaya was really, really good. Now the Buffaloes are gonna be playing against Baylor in the quarterfinals, and then Jayhawks, they gotta wait to find out where they're going to be going. If anybody throws them a bone in the NCAA tournament, I know Brandon did say, and we'll hear this, that they will be happy to take a WBIT spot, but hopefully they can make the NCAA tournament spot. I just don't know if they have done enough for that.
Yeah, have to wait and see, and going to have to cheer against a bunch of teams who are also on the bubble, but we'll continue to let you know what the options are for the Kansas women's basketball team as their run in the Big 12 tournament in Kansas City closed late last night. Let's go to the podium post-game. Samaya Nichols, Sanaya Copeland, and head coach Brandon Schneider.
I think I'm grateful that there were 19 players that participated in the game, and I'm grateful that no one left with a serious injury. I thought it was a pretty dangerous 2 hours. So fortunate that nobody was seriously hurt.
All right, raise your hand if you've got a question, all right?
PJ Green, KC Star. I mean, obviously with that statement, Coach, can you just kind of expound on why you thought the game was so dangerous?
I thought it was very, very physical. We changed the rules in 2011, started using phrases like freedom of movement. We wanted more scoring. And I think tonight, you take Jade Masagayo and Jalea Davis, for example, 2 probably of the best power forwards in our league. And that would have been a great matchup, to have them go against each other in a way that was less physical, where their skills could have been on display. But I felt like, it was 2 teams just beating the shit out of each other, and that's not necessarily what anybody wants to watch, in my opinion.
What kind of things do you kind of want to see just when you have a game as physical as that?
Well, I think when there's 2 teams that have a lot that they're playing for, and it is physical early, then I think you can call it really tight, and the players are smart enough to adjust. Would be my preference. I've been doing it 31 years, and we had a situation where we had an injured player, and we had the ball, and they didn't stop play. I mean, it cost us 5 points and a timeout because I was told I had to take a timeout to get the injured player off the floor. 1, that's not the rule, and 2, I've never experienced that before. So, listen, I want to give Colorado a tremendous amount of credit. They've had an unbelievable season. I think that JR, Krista Gerlich won Coach of the Year. But I think there were numerous other people who've had phenomenal seasons, and JR should be in that mix. So I don't want to take away from it. I just don't like how our game is played in certain situations where it's so physical that really, really good players cannot display all the things that they work on to our fan bases.
And Samaya Sanaya, just can y'all talk about just the physicality of the game, which y'all told yourselves and your teammates just.
We came into the game knowing that it was going to be a physical game. We've already played them previous, so we knew what we were getting ourselves into. I do think that there were a lot of calls that were uncalled and a lot of like really itty-bitty fouls that we got called for. But I mean, that was just the flow of the game. We really can't do anything about that. The best thing we could have done was just keep our composure.
Okay, we're gonna go on the front row.
Coach, you're just just over a month removed from your last matchup with Colorado. What did you really take away from that game that you took going into this game, and then just how did you see the two, compare the two games on the physicality side?
Well, I think that game was more physical late, in my opinion, where it was physical for the entirety today. We shot a bunch of free throws, they shot a bunch of free throws. We took better care of the basketball today. I mean, two of our best players are out early, two of their best players are out early. I like the best players playing, and especially in situations where there's so much on the line.
Right.
Coach, a short time ago, one of the Colorado players said that she did not like playing on this court because it was like glass. Was your opening statement attributable at all to the court and Samaya? Can you share your thoughts on playing on this court?
Well, I don't have a comment on the court because I didn't play on it. I didn't dive for a loose ball. I didn't take a charge. So I think the players, both in the women's tournament and then in the men's tournament, will be the ones to get the feedback. That's not probably my role.
Samaya?
I would say, I don't know, like Matt and I have already talked about it previously, and it's different. I mean, it's cool that it's historic and we're the first to play on it. I think it made us a bit timid, just being the first time, and it's a different feeling, and then we all have previous injuries that we're still working with, so it's kind of like you're in your head mentally about it because it's not the same as a regular court, but at the end of the day, we're just trying to compete out there.
Okay, cool.
Coach and players, just overall, how would you reflect on this season as a whole?
Well, I don't think it's time for us to reflect because it's not over. We've had a lot of adversity and injuries, but I do think that as we got into February and we were healthier, we were able to put the best version of ourselves out there, and we've competed really hard with and won games against a lot of teams that are in strong consideration for the tournament.
Okay, we'll stay in the front row and then we'll go back.
Samaya, can you tell me, so Colorado held Julia to 8 points and it's her lowest of the season. So what did it look like trying to adjust to that on the court? How did you change your mindset and change what you guys were doing on the court?
Just like yesterday, I feel like our offense wasn't just flowing for us. I did think we had a bit of a better flow today, and I do think our forwards were a little bit more confident just with their shots. Everybody's been front and back in Julia, and I mean, she's a freshman, and that's really hard to deal with, especially mentally. We just kept trying to lock in on the defensive side. It was a low-scoring game for really both sides, and we were just trying. That's all I got.
Stay here.
Coach, 15% from three. What did you see from Colorado's defense that kind of held you limited from perimeter?
Yeah, I think it was hard to get to spots. They again were took away space, and I think from a scouting report perspective, they do a good job getting into our shooters.
Around a lot.
Coach, you talked about how aggressive they were early. What adjustments did you and your coaching staff make?
Well, we were just trying to get some heat, off of our ball handlers. I think, in the open floor, and then, it was difficult. Obviously, they were front and back in Julia, and then obviously, bringing a trap at times too. So hard to run offense on your spots.
All right.
Sanaya, even though you guys didn't get the win today, you were able to hold Zion Walker to 6 points. In the last matchup, she had 24. Can you talk about what you were able to do to limit her shots this time around?
Yeah, as a team, we were focused on packing the paint, and most of her shot selection is mid-range. As a team, we didn't let her get to the spots that she wanted to and get those easy mid-range jump shots that she was getting to last game.
Samaya, I saw, I think it was right before halftime where you were telling Raven to, kind of try to shoot some wide open shots there. Just, I mean, y'all kind of had looks like that throughout the game, but just what kind of talks amongst yourselves did y'all have in those moments?
Halftime, we definitely did a good debrief, and I think a lot of it did help. Once Brendan came in, we really all had the same ideas. I was really just trying to tell them that shoot the shots that they shoot all the time and just to not complicate it. And I think she answered well. She was just like, yes, okay, I got you, just the feedback, knowing that she heard me and that she understood me, and then she executed it. On the left.
Brendan, you mentioned the season not being over. You're sitting on the bubble of the NCAA tournament. First, just what's your message to the committee with this team?
Well, I go back to, we had a hard December and January even because of injuries. We have maybe the best win, non-conference win in the Big 12 with Minnesota, who's going to be a host team, going to be a 4 seed. I think Tech's projected to be a 5 seed, and we have a win there. We look back at how we played TCU. I know today was important, but we'll see. I do know this. I think if you look at the Big 12 and you look at how the higher seeds have done in this tournament, it speaks to the depth and the strength of this league. And I don't know that our league as a whole gets the credit that it deserves. There was a lot of bubble teams that lost first round and lost by wide margins. We'll see.
And then just building on that, Brandon, if you are left out of the NCAA tournament, would you accept a bid to another tournament like the WBIT or NIT?
The first one you mentioned, yes. I don't think that's one that we would be left out of just based on our net and where we are. And I think very much so if it's not the NCAA tournament, that would be the tournament that we would play in.
Coach, even though your season's not over, what has this year's senior group meant to this program during their time at Kansas?
Yeah, I think, you look at Nadira, who's with us 5 years, and then we have 3 that transferred in. And I've said this, even going back to senior night, when a player chooses the University of Kansas, as an educational institution, in our basketball program, they're also choosing me to be their coach, and that's something that I'm extremely grateful for. And I know that our culture has grown tremendously, under their guidance.
That's Kansas women's basketball at the podium last night at T-Mobile Center. We'll let you know what their postseason fate is as they likely are on the outside looking in for the NCAA tournament. After this, ding, 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 ding. It's sports stock market.
Ding, 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 ding.
Coming up next, Rock Chalk Sports, ESPN Kansas City and KansasNation.com.
Together, we're elevating our potential and opening up a whole new world of possibilities. Elevate your University of Kansas experience with Jayhawk checking from Central Bank. Central Bank and KU, elevating together.
We have a great selection of vehicles here. What's the best fit for you?
Maybe something a little smaller. Maybe just a little bigger. Getting closer. Perfect. Come experience the Chrome difference.
Together, we're elevating our potential, our pride, our traditions, and our dreams. Together, we're opening up a whole new world of possibilities. Elevate your University of Kansas experience with Jayhawk checking from Central Bank. Central Bank and KU, elevating together.
Haney and the Hawks is presented by Jefferson's with 2 Lawrence locations, home of the best wings in town, 21 signature sauces. You got to check them out. But if wings aren't your thing, how about a burger? They hand patty their certified Angus beef every single day. Also, hand bread their tenders. They make their ranch in-house. There is truly something for everybody at Jefferson's. Go see my buddy Brandon Graham and the entire crew at Jefferson's, either on Mass or Wakarusa in Lawrence, Kansas.
Hi there, Gary Joslin with Joslin's Jewelry. I'm not the class ring company. I'm a mom and pop jewelry store for 42 years. We were recently voted the gold medal #1 jewelry store in the greater Kansas City area by Ingram's Magazine. Come see us at Joslin's Jewelry, 9529 Antioch. Joslin's Jewelry, the jeweler you'll recommend to your friends and family.
Joslin's Jewelry for the best that's yet to come.
This is SSJ. Winter in Kansas City doesn't mean your lawn takes a break. It means smart homeowners get a head start. Let David and his crew from Custom Lawn and Landscape prepare your yard for a greener, healthier spring with winter fertilization, soil conditioning, and pre-emergent treatments that stop weeds before they start. Because when the snow melts, you don't want to start fixing your lawn. You want to already be winning. Trust Custom Lawn and Landscape, treating your yard now so it looks incredible later. Visit CustomLawn.com to schedule your winter services today.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends over at Game Day Men's Health Lawrence. Mitch Bales, Sam Abram, and their team over there will get you back in the game. 50% of men by the age of 40 experience low T, and 60% of men experience ED at some point in their life. If you're struggling with one of those, perhaps you just have low energy, struggling with weight gain, they can get your questions answered and they can help you out. A lot of options over at Game Day Men's Health Lawrence. First visit is completely complimentary. A lot of really, really cool, innovative stuff. It's a full-fledged medical clinic. You feel comfortable walking in there as well. They got snacks, they got drinks, and your results are within 20 minutes. You'll review those results with a licensed practitioner. Game Day Men's Health Lawrence. Give them a call, check them out online, or go visit them in West Lawrence. Tell them the guys at Kansas Nation sent you. Dan, there it was. Man, a little bit of hesitation. 6 degrees of hesitation there. What happened? Sports stock markets.
Yes.
Shadur?
No. I want to start with this one. Stocks down on being sophisticated. Because Sean Kellerman, I learned this yesterday.
I do know how to tie a tie.
He doesn't. He's lying to
flimsily.
You. No, he's lying to you. I figured this out yesterday.
Wait, no, look at that camera.
So, look at this camera.
Okay.
I figured this out yesterday. So I had
we're actually still on that camera.
A cousin. No, look at him. Look at him. He's getting defended. He doesn't want this out to the public. I had a cousin text me yesterday who just got a job where he needs to wear a tie. He doesn't know how to tie his tie. He texted me. He's like, "Hey man, can you help me tie my tie?" I saw it late, and he had somebody at work do it for him or whatever. He's 37 years old.
38, you said.
I figured he's 37, I think. I thought he was 38. He's 37. I told this to Sean. I said, how crazy is it that a 37-year-old doesn't know how to tie a tie? Sean,
and I'm significantly younger than that.
35, said, I also don't know how to tie a tie.
So my dad wore a tie to work every day forever in his career. And I told you this yesterday. The dude could not look in the mirror, and he couldn't wrap his head around how to teach me to do it, like in front of a mirror. Like he was staring. He did it every morning himself.
I want to tell you something. Elijah Schmidt, who runs the operation here, excellent job.
Yeah, he's our technical director.
And I hope you don't take offense to this. You're probably the last person I would think who could ever tie a tie.
That's offensive.
And you can.
That is offensive.
Elijah Schmidt, 20 years old, knows how to tie a tie. Sean Kellerman, 35, does not know how to tie a tie.
I do know how to tie a tie.
He's lying. He's 14 years old when he learned.
Yes.
How do you not know how to tie? Your dad wore a tie every day. My dad also wore a tie every day to work. And he taught me probably when I was 14 years old.
Your dad has gotten more casual over the years. Now he usually just goes with a button down and a sport coat.
Yeah, he's ditched the tie. He's more of a button down sport coat kind of guy.
Don't change, Chris. Do not go back to the tie. It's not back yet. The tie is not back yet.
I wore a tie. When did I wear a tie? Oh, I guess I wore a tie like 2 weeks ago. Figure it out. Just what are you doing? Figure it out. We'll make that. I'm going to make that a segment.
Stock is down on Friends. Dan's being mean to me.
This is a classic. We're coworkers. This is a classic. This is a classic summer segment where I'm going to bring in a tie. I'm going to teach you how to tie a tie on air.
Have you seen the Office episode where Jim? I don't remember. I think they were going on. I don't know if they were going on a day trip or something, but Jim needed to be with everybody else in the office, and he said something along the lines of, "But it will force me to be acquaintances with people I consider coworkers."
See, that's how I
exactly. We're not quite to the acquaintance part.
Not.
All right, what are we doing here?
All right, let's start, actually. Stock's up on Guys Like Us. This is awesome. So the St. Louis Cardinals, apparently they're introducing a ticket package starting at $29. It includes bottomless soda, bottomless hot dogs, bottomless chicken tenders, bottomless bratwursts, nachos, fries, popcorns, peanuts, chips, and ice cream.
Okay, that's amazing.
Isn't that great?
That's all you need. I mean, you need beer.
That is dude, because what did you see me do yesterday? I put down a whole pie. I put down a whole medium pizza. And the reason it was a medium pizza is because I didn't want them to make fun of me for putting down a whole large pizza, because I would have done it.
And it was Prime Cut. Minsky's shout out. Come advertise with us over at Kansas Nation. That is awesome, though. And the Cardinals are poop, and their fans don't go to games. So that's why they're trying to lure the fans to go to games. But soda, hot dogs, chicken tenders, bratwurst, nachos, fries, popcorn, peanuts, chips, and ice cream. See, you probably don't need all of that, but
I'll eat it all.
It's like nothing. Oh, well, absolutely. But I'm saying you don't need to have all of that for it to still be a good deal. Yeah. $29. I mean, great. Fries, popcorn, peanuts, like those are, you're not paying anything for those.
Your average person,
but the fact
they're
that
not going to do all that.
Wieners, tenders, and brats. I mean, that's great.
They're the average person is not going to do
bottomless soda.
But when a guy like me walks into an all-you-can-eat buffet, I'm getting my money's worth.
How about when
I'm going to make sure that they go net negative.
Totally, absolutely. How about like a 15-year-old Cardinals fan and his buddies? Oh, are you kidding me? Is that not the dream when you're in high school?
Like if you go to like SLU or like Washington University or something, like you're like a college kid.
Yeah.
Just and you're staying there over the summer. Just go to Cardinals games and you can get all you want for essentially nothing.
Yeah. No, seriously, that's what it's all about, man. In high school, in particular.
What's going on over there?
I don't know.
There's some noise.
Yeah, that would be phenomenal. Is this the beginning of the tornado? Is that what's happening?
I don't know. There's supposed to be tornadoes tonight.
Elijah, put on your tie before you go in there and see what's happening. Anyway, no, that's cool. $29, man. That's a kid's dream.
Right?
Kid's dream, absolutely. Stock's weirdly up on the Cardinals for that, which is dumb.
Yeah, stock is weirdly up.
Stock's up on desperation. They got to get people to show up.
Nobody's showing up to those games. They're terrible. Nobody's showing up. I like Busch Stadium too. It's great. Stock's down on the purity of the game. I meant to put a picture of this. We don't have it. Arkansas. So this got approved this year. Arkansas is now putting a Tyson food patch on their jersey, on their football jerseys.
Yeah.
Now, when this came out, if I'm being honest, that was like one of the first things that came to my mind was, okay, Tyson's going to put something on Arkansas's jerseys.
Really?
Yeah, because they're all over that.
Yeah.
I mean, the Tyson Food CEO, him and Calipari are buddies. They do everything with Arkansas. Their headquarters is there. I believe they started there. Right away, I was like, yeah, that's
See, for me, it was Dr. Pepper with Baylor. I mean, that's got to happen, right?
Oh, absolutely.
It's got to happen. How about Wichita State and Pizza Hut?
I was going to say Coke Industries. I could see that, but they don't have a football team. They have a basketball team.
Right.
I can see that. I can see Coke Industries doing
Pizza
something.
Hut. Yeah.
I hate it. I absolutely and that's maybe that's my anti-consumerism coming out, but do not put logos on college jerseys. Here's the thing: there's two things in this world, and one of them's money. I get it, but I don't like it at all. It really sucks.
Yeah. What it is.
We talked about this though.
It's all about
what brand would you be okay with KU putting on
for the Birds?
Yeah. Football jerseys only, not
aside
basketball.
from Kansas Nation.
Aside from Kansas Nation.
I don't know, man. You're wanting it to be something that's menacing, I'm sure.
No, I want it to be subtle.
Okay, you want it to be subtle.
Yeah. I don't think
Kit Kat.
Kit Kat. I don't know. I mean, I think Johnny's would be okay. Johnny's Tavern, West Lawrence, 113 locations from Raymore to Topeka. Great local sports bar. Kansas Nation. I mean, that's probably the only. That's the only one.
Totally.
I can think of.
Hey, there's two things in this world, and one of them is money, and
What's
we
the other
are
one?
learning that right now. Hey, stocks down on Mizzou, the University of Missouri, because Kim English, one of Mizzou's best basketball players, canned as head coach of Providence. Providence has informed him that he will be fired after the season. So now he's just a lame duck the rest of the year. That cannot be fun. 3 seasons as the Friars head coach. Of course,
Why can't that
he
be fun?
piggybacked Ed Cooley, who went over to town. Providence 14-16 overall, 7-12 the Big East. They just lost by 22 to Marquette, who's terrible this year. Stocks down on Shaka Smart. Hilarious. They're awful. But yeah, Kim English, man, who was on that Mizzou team that was a 2 seed in the NCAA tournament and is best known for losing to Norfolk State in the opening round. Kim English, you are
Fired.
done.
How much was his buyout? Did you see? Oh. See, that's the thing. Anytime I
But
see.
the fact that he's just told that he's going to be fired at the end of the year, I mean, that's such a weird spot to be a lame duck coach.
Right. Every time I see that, though, every time I see like a coach gets fired and everyone goes, oh, man, that sucks. No, it doesn't. They're millionaires. They're doing fine. Like, look at Greg Marshall. Look at what he's doing right now. That guy gets paid to golf. Jerome Tang is living the dream. I wish somebody would pay me many millions of dollars to not go to work.
Easily north of $6 million, it sounds like.
He's fine.
Yeah,
he's absolutely
he'll be all
fine. Go take a trip. Go take a trip. Go, buy a new car, whatever. That's every time I see that. See, that's why it's like, because he's literally getting paid to just not do anything.
Right.
Kim English. I actually didn't know he was the Providence coach.
What?
I don't know why I didn't
he
know
was
that.
at George Mason in 3 years. He's been at Providence.
Man,
tell us about the Atlanta Hawks before Laddha comes in.
I would love to. Stocks up on strip clubs. I can't believe I didn't do this. This came out last weekend, and I meant to put it on Case of the Mondays. Actually, I meant to put it on last week's stock market, and I wound up not doing it. But it hasn't happened yet. The Atlanta Hawks, they are hosting a Magic City night. Sean, this Magic City that I'm talking about, it is not wizards and witchcraft.
No.
This is not sleight of hand.
This is adults only.
This is adults only. Magic City is a very famous strip club in Atlanta, and they are teaming up with the Atlanta Hawks to do a Magic City night for the Atlanta Hawks. T.I., the rapper T.I., he's performing at halftime. That's exciting. Apparently, he's a regular. At
a
Magic
regular,
City.
you say.
They're also selling Magic City and Hawks merchandise, and they'll be selling the famous Lemon Pepper Lou wings. Apparently, they have very good wings, formerly known as the Lemon Pepper Laddha wings.
I doubt that very much.
So I'm going to ask, Shreyas is coming in next segment. Shreyas, I had this conversation with him. He said that he's had their wings before, and they're phenomenal.
I'm sure.
I bet they're great. But whenever you talk about food coming from a strip club, you go,
You know who has never had their wings?
Who?
Henry.
You think so?
Yes, he doesn't strike me as
is he still banned
as
from
the
Magic City?
meat-eating guy. Yeah, he's banned. That's
right.
That's why he hasn't done
that's
it.
That's a good point. Yeah,
Vegetarian.
He's just not allowed, man, because he just gets too wild. Luke Cornett and I believe Al Horford came out and said this is disrespectful.
Right.
Like they shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah. So what's actually going on here?
So they're actually doing this. Like Magic City and the Hawks are teaming up to have like a themed night, which by the way, this is going to be like their most attended game probably in the last 5 years. I'll say that.
I saw a hilarious stat about the Hawks. Actually, let me pull it up because
How's Zachary Charbonnet?
Or about the Hawks. Yeah, let me see.
How's he doing? Or no, Zachary Rizeshe. Excuse me.
Yeah, man, I saw this stat about the Hawks. It's essentially like their last like 2,000 games, they're 500, and their last 500 games, they're 500, and their last 100 games, they're 500.
Do you think James Harden will be in attendance?
He'll find his way.
He'll find his way.
Yeah, he'll try to get traded. To the Hawks.
He will.
By then. Who are they facing?
Do you think Lou Williams will be in attendance?
Who are they facing?
I actually don't know.
That'd be hilarious if it's the Cavs. When is the Magic City night? Man, it did drive up ticket sales. Very interesting. I would say unique.
I'm a fan of fun marketing tactics.
Yeah.
Who are they playing?
Are they playing the Magic? I don't know. You got specifics. Yeah, it is the Magic on March 16th.
The Magic City night against the Magic.
Very interesting. Relatedly,
good.
tell us about Cal State Bakersfield.
Oh, I would love to. Stock is down on pimps.
Ooh.
So, apparently, Bakersfield police say that a coach on Cal State Bakersfield's men's basketball program was apparently moonlighting as a pimp across 4 states. I thought that was like kind of by the wayside, like almost like the mob, you know? Like I thought that was like kind of, I didn't know that was an actual profession that people still did. But apparently the men's basketball program at Cal State Bakersfield, they hired a man by the name of Rod Barnes, and they opened, apparently, so the Cal State Athletics Department has been in upheaval since August 29th when men's basketball coach Rod Barnes opened up an anonymous email from a tipster who alleged that Barnes' temporary assistant coach Kevin Mays was also working as a pimp across 4 states. Other lawsuits, internal investigations, dismissal, and finger pointing have only served to deepen the department's sense of crisis. So this Kevin Mays guy,
former Bakersfield player,
I guess is a pimp. I mean, how do you, like, I know Division I basketball coaches have a crazy schedule already. Where do you find the time?
Right.
To go across 4 states, too. Bakersfield, I mean, that's got to be a long drive, too, right? Maybe it's like a...
Henry would know.
He would know because Henry's very in tune. He's got his finger on the pulse in terms of Cal State Bakersfield. This is like one of the craziest coach stories I've heard ever since that Texas coach who had the pet monkey.
Oh, my God. I don't remember
and
that.
married that stripper. Remember her?
Oh, my God. Who is this?
Oh, do you remember this?
Kind of.
Texas coach, stripper, monkey.
Jeff Banks.
His girlfriend sued after
monkey allegedly bites child.
So that's right. So the Texas assistant, him and his girlfriend were sued after their pet monkey bit a child on Halloween.
Wow.
And he got fired. Amazing stuff.
I mean, yeah, that's
amazing stuff.
That's great stuff.
Really amazing stuff.
What else? What else we got here on Sports Stock Market?
Stocks up on guys being dudes. This is actually great. So Claire Rogers, who she works for golf.com and the TGL. This is unrelated, but that's just who she works for. She put out this tweet. This is actually amazing. She said, "My brother has a unique approach to fitness where he doesn't exercise, but he does run 1 mile on the treadmill at the beginning of each month. If he breaks 6 minutes, then he doesn't work out again until the start of the following month when he tests his speed again." So her brother, it doesn't say his name, it just says B. Rogers. He texted her and said, 550 mile, still in shape. Now I can have as much Taco Bell as I want in February.
I love it, man. The logic's there.
Came back on March. He ran 550 again. I love this. This is like...
Oh, man, this is your love language.
It is.
Yeah.
It's like me, this is like me dunking a basketball every year.
Yeah, exactly. Or like playing one day playing pickup basketball. Being like, I'm set now.
Yeah, I'm good.
She did, Claire Rogers did put underneath this tweet as a tweet reply, "This works because he's 24.
Oh, okay.
There is that.
Yeah. See, that's the
a little
thing.
bit easier to shed some cows when you're a young buck.
You just wait, partner. Yeah, he's 24 years old, so I get it. But also 550 mile time. That's pretty damn good.
That is good,
That's
man.
really good.
Yeah. There's no way he doesn't. There's no way he doesn't
do anything.
train.
That's what she said. He said he doesn't do anything.
Come on, Claire Rogers.
All he does, he runs 1 mile every month. If it's under 6, then he won't work out. If it's over 6, then he'll start working out again.
It is guys being dudes.
Stocks up on a little guy.
Yeah, I want you to break this down.
I would love
to kind of close out stock market because there's a lot of layers to this.
Yes. So the UFL.
Shout out, by the way, to
football is here.
Jason Bean.
Yes. And Puka Williams. Is he on? He's still on the Defenders? I know he was on there last year.
I don't know.
I think there's a couple of KU guys floating around the UFL. Anyway, new rule changes. Let me break this down for you because it's a lot of fun. So,
man, Puka Williams is only 26.
Dang.
That's crazy.
That is wild.
It seems like it's been ages since
he played here. It's been a long time ago.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and all these guys are young compared to you.
Yeah, obviously, yes.
So these new UFL rule changes. So a 60-plus yard field goal is now worth 4 points.
I like that.
You like that? Okay.
60 is the new 50. Money Marjan said it himself.
That's right. 1 foot in bounds is a catch.
I think that's how it should be.
I agree.
I think that's.
I think NFL should. You think the NFL should change that?
I kind of do.
Okay.
I don't lose sleep thinking about it or anything, but
I kind of like how it is right now. I like the colleges one, and then
yeah.
I mean, it makes it harder, I guess.
Right.
Red zone penalties revert to half the distance to the goal. Tush push is completely eliminated. So they got rid of the tush push.
I'm good with that. So the red zone penalties reverting to half the distance, meaning, isn't it already half the distance?
I think so. I don't know what
NFL is half the distance.
Yeah,
so,
I don't know what the original rule was.
Okay.
No punting inside the opponent's 50-yard line.
That's interesting.
That is interesting.
I don't know if I like that because sometimes the strategy is certainly there to punt when you're
absolutely
near midfield.
Right. No, absolutely. So I think that takes away a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
But also it's like, hey, man, you got to go for it. Like it puts more pressure on, and I think that this is putting more pressure on a lot of these guys, and I think you're going to see a lot better plays out of everything. I think a lot of these are really good. Overtime, 3 alternating possessions per team from the 5-yard line. Don't love that.
The 5 is too close.
That's what I think.
But it's 3 alternating attempts, so it's not like a set of downs.
Yeah. Oh, I guess that's right. Yeah. So you get one play.
Yeah. I'm
it's
good with that.
It's like the 2-point conversion. It's like after 3 touchdowns or whatever.
I'm good with that. I mean, that's similar to PKs in soccer.
Yeah.
So.
And then the last one that they're highlighting is point after touchdown options. So for just 1 extra point, kick the ball from the 33-yard line. That's how it is in NFL. 33-yard line. 2 points, you get the ball on 2-yard line. Same as the NFL. But then there's a 3-point conversion from the 8. Do you like that?
I do.
Okay.
I think more options. More options. I'm all about it.
I'm all about it, man. All about it. I like the 60+ yard is 4 points.
Yeah.
Because like the UFL,
I like the chance to get 3 points from the 8. That's cool.
But like how electric would that be if you're down 4 points, you're at 65 yards, you line up and this could tie the game.
Right.
Like that just completely changes everything.
It's better than a Hail Mary that's got no chance.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. I like it. I like that there's no tush push. I like the 1 foot in bounds. I like that a lot. And then I like the 3-point conversion.
I'm on board, man. And I'm all about, tweaking things for the entertainment aspect. That's our sports stock market for today. Thanks for tuning in. Coming up after this, Shreyas Laddha will join us in studio from the Kansas City Star. After that, you're going to hear from the 2-time national champion who has an additional year, finishing as the AP #1 overall team, Bill Self. And then we'll close out the show with game picks heading into another great weekend. Champ Week is next week. Conference tournaments, basketball on during the day, late at night. What more could you ask for?
What more
could you ask for? And then the NCAA tournament, man. Selection Sunday is a week from Sunday. More coming up. ESPN Kansas City and KansasNation.com.
Miles Schneer's Crown Automotive, founding partner of Kansas Nation. Visit them at crownautomotive.com. Experience the Crown difference. Carfax top-rated dealer, Crown Automotive.
We have a great selection of vehicles here. What's the best fit for you?
Maybe something a little smaller. Maybe just a little bigger. Getting closer. Perfect. Come experience the Crown difference.
Listen up, guys. Summer is coming, and there's no better time than right now to ignite your health and feel your best. Whether you're chasing peak performance, trying to reignite intimacy, or simply want to feel your best, Game Day Men's Health Lawrence is your calling. Situated in a plush man cave setting, their services for testosterone replacement therapy, ED, vitamin therapy, and weight loss are sure to give you the boost you need. Make an online appointment today by searching for Game Day Men's Health Lawrence. Step up your game in 2026 with Game Day.
Hello, it's Mark Whitlow from Office Products Alliance. OPA is not just your local office products connection. We have expanded our offerings to network cabling installation, security cameras, door access, and IT services. We all need to keep pace with new technologies. You can trust a Kansas City company that has been your partner for 32 years. Check us out at opakc.com. Supporting local businesses and our community is more important than ever.
Together, we're elevating our potential, our pride, our traditions, and our dreams. Together, we're opening up a whole new world of possibilities. Elevate your University of Kansas experience with Jayhawk checking from Central Bank. Central Bank and KU, elevating together.
Well, KU basketball always seems to do well on senior night, and the fans will bring energy despite the 2-game losing streak,
Right.
Dan. And you know that there's a certain energy regarding Jayhawk basketball. The crowd rising together, the band playing, in that unmistakable moment when fans lift their arms and wave that wheat. It's a tradition that represents pride, unity, and Jayhawk spirit. With Jayhawk checking from Central Bank, that tradition doesn't stop when the game ends. Jayhawk fans can carry their pride wherever they go with the official Jayhawk debit card, a simple way to show school spirit every day. Central Bank is proud to support the traditions and communities that bring people together. And as the proud community banking partner of the University of Kansas, Central Bank is committed to serving Jayhawk fans with banking options designed for real life, on campus, at work, and everywhere in between. So if you're ready to wave the wheat beyond the stands, learn more about Jayhawk Checking and the exclusive debit card at jayhawkchecking.com. That's jayhawkchecking.com. Central Bank, the proud community banking partner of the University of Kansas, member FDIC. All right, we're going to be joined in studio right now by the KC Stars, Shreyas Laddha. Shreyas, thanks for coming on, as you do every Friday with us here on Rock Chalk Sports. Let's talk, I guess, about the Arizona trip. You were out there in the desert. KU goes 0-2. I mean, you lose to Arizona, okay, nothing to, scoff at. But then the Arizona State game was absolutely disastrous. And Kansas is now in a tougher spot than many thought they would be after this recent rough stretch regarding seeding scenarios, postseason outlook, that sort of thing. We'll get to that. But what went wrong in your eyes on Tuesday when it seemed like, again, everything did?
Well, they couldn't make a layup to save their life. They were 6-22. They had 25 offensive rebounds that somehow turned into 6 second chance points. I have just been amazed at how bad the offense has been. I broke down the numbers because I got asked a question in my mailbag today of why Kansas sucks. It got 46 likes, that question.
Oh, jeez.
And I had 9 reasons why Kansas doesn't look like a title contender. But did you guys know in offensive efficiency, they're ranked 346 in the nation in the last 10 games?
Oh, my God.
Last 10?
Yeah,
wow.
and their 2-point percentage is 46.6%, which is like so bad. They've just been horrendous offensively. They've missed a lot of 2-pointers. They're not making 3-pointers at the clip they were earlier because Darren's been ice cold, which is another issue. Darren feels like he's playing really good basketball outside of his inability to make a basket at the moment. He had 10 rebounds,
5 steals,
4 assists or something like that. And they had to play like perfect basketball to come back in both those games. And then as soon as they got close to getting the lead, they just fell apart and Arizona and Arizona State give up some really big runs. It was just a disastrous road trip, and it feels like they've just been falling apart in the last 6 games, 2 of 4 in the last 6.
Yeah, well, 29% from the field is not going to beat a lot of teams. I mean, missing layups, what's going on that front? I don't know. We can break down everything with the offense. To me, I'll ask you about Peterson because we haven't asked the guys as much earlier this week about him. I think he's pressing a little bit offensively. He looks healthier than he has been all season. I don't think there's any question about that. So there's some good in that. But, there's a lot of people saying, hey, AJ now is the odds-on favorite to get the number 1 overall pick. And this season has not gone as Darren would have hoped. I mean, as anybody would have hoped to this point. There's still time. The most important games are moving forward. But the injuries, the having to come out of games, and then all of a sudden he can't make a shot. Meanwhile, other guys are healthy. They're playing well. It's not where you wanted to be, I'm sure, from an individual standpoint for him. But there's still time. And for Kansas to be great, Peterson needs to be great. Are you thinking he's pressing as well, or what are you seeing?
I think a little bit of pressing, a little bit of he's still playing through the cramps. I mean, I asked Bill Self about it. He said his explosiveness is kind of not where it needs to be. Alongside that, I think, he's hit a freshman wall. Everyone hits a freshman wall, like all these guys do. Grady did, Furphy did, etc. So I definitely think that's a little bit of a factor. But to me, I feel like offensively, outside of his shooting, he's played really good basketball in the last few games. He's impacting the game in other ways than just scoring, which is something I think we didn't see enough of out of him this year. But it's been a weird year. You're right. Like, I talked to NBA scouts and draft guys, and like he went from consensus number 1 to now it's a real debate.
Yeah.
Sam Vecini from The Athletic was the first I saw move his draft board around, where he had DeBonza going over Peterson. It's a lot of smoke, though, coming from the circles, because there are people who want Peterson to fall from 1. So they're putting out reports of like, oh, like he sucks, or like, DeBonza's better. So like I'm like honestly in the midst of it all, because like I had a scout tell me, it was like, just be careful what you're telling everybody else, because there is some incentive for these teams to let him drop. And to be quite honest with you, the reason we haven't seen him drop as much as anyone expected or thought, because of how tough the season is, because most NBA teams have made up their mind already on both these guys, because they've been scouting them since like 8th grade. I had a scout tell me like their general manager is tight with Peterson and his family, like dating back to 8th, 9th grade. And that's a GM, but a lot of these scouts are the same way. And that team doesn't even pick in the lottery this year. There's just a lot of teams who want to know what's going on with Darren Peterson. But it's been a weird year for him. I feel like he's going to figure it out, but also like this Kansas team is just falling apart at the worst possible time, and they desperately need Darren to shoot more efficiently to make a deep run, like you guys said.
Shreyas Laddha from the Kansas City Star joins us, and like you said, Darren is impacting the game in other ways than scoring. You would like the scoring to be there because Kansas has not broken 70 over the last 5 games or 4 games.
Oh my God, I didn't realize it was that bad.
Yeah, I mean, I think they've scored in the 60s for 5 straight games. I believe that's right. I'll have to go back and check. But one of the things that kind of sticks out to me is the front court with Flory and Bryson. And, Flory wound up with a double-double, but you still look at the size mismatch that he had against Jop, the size mismatch that he had against the guys against Arizona. I mean, you even saw the Cincinnati game, he didn't have a good game. Like, what do you think the problem is, I guess, with the front court? Like, what has completely changed? Because middle of conference play, all of a sudden you're like, man, Flory's the best defender in the league. He can score on anybody. He's grabbing those boards. He's doing everything right on the switches. He's really great on guards. And then just over the last few games has not been the same player.
I think both of these guys are just going through a weird slump right now offensively at the worst possible time. I also do think like there's no consistency against bigger defenders, right? Like he did such a great job at home against the Arizona guys. And then he struggled on the road at Arizona. Flory did and Tyler did. And I think right now what I look at them is like they're just missing shots they normally make, a lot of layups that they normally
bunnies,
make. And bunnies, and I think that's getting in their head a little bit. The interesting thing is with Flory and Tiller is like, I don't know if you guys noticed, but Tiller only played 8 first half minutes against Arizona State, which I had no idea and didn't realize until recently. And I feel like this is the issue is like they're always a little bit of an awkward fit, and they'd made it work for a lot of this year. But I think there was some level of like maybe Flory would have been better as a taller 4 and have a bigger 5 versus play Flory as a 5 and then have a shooting 4. But like Taylor clearly likes being in the post as well, so there's some level of redundancy in their skill set. But I will say this, I had somebody from Flory's camp tell me like they love playing together. They really like each other. I mean, his camp was asking me like, what was up? Why did Taylor only play 8 minutes?
Yeah.
So I do think they'll figure it out. But to me, this lack of size thing is a massive issue because Paul Bia is just not good enough to play extended minutes. He gets beat defensively too often. He doesn't shuffle his feet. He gets into foul trouble. I had a scout tell me, like, I think you can see Kansas's biggest issues when Flory and Tiller are having inconsistent games because they just get beat on the boards. They get beat inside. It's too easy for other teams to score easy buckets. And if you can't stop them defensively, it puts a lot of pressure on this Kansas offense that just isn't very good at the moment.
So I guess let me just ask you a general question. What's your level of concern with this team moving forward? Because to you, is it just a slump they're in right now? I mean, I think that was more so an anomaly than the rule, what just took place in Tempe that, we never want to relive. This team has good players, and they've beaten good teams. Thankfully, Kansas didn't play that game in the NCAA tournament because I don't think you can be much worse. There's that 29% from the field and 17 turnovers. Obviously, you have a Hall of Fame coach. KU is not going to go down and stay down, that sort of thing. But in general, you're concerned. I mean, do you think they're going to be able to get it back? Because the half-court offense has been bad. It's exciting when they're able to get out and transition. They've proven they can be elite defensively, but consistency has not been there, especially the last 3 weeks.
I'm super concerned. They haven't won a road game, it feels like, in a while. On top of that, like, when they win road games, it's against bad road teams. They've had this issue for 3 years, no matter the roster makeup, is they can't win on the road. Every single NCAA tournament game is going to be on the road, guys. Like, how can you sit there and tell me they're going to win road games when Peterson's shooting 30% from the field? Melvin Council's having inconsistent games. Flory and Tiller, you don't know what you're going to get in game in, game out. And Trey White has been the lone bright spot lately, but even he slumped a little bit this season, a few games before this. I am very concerned because their half-court offense is really bad, and I think a lot of it's going to just depend on if Darren gets his shooting back. If Darren doesn't get his shooting back, they could very much lose in the first 2 rounds, especially if they match up with a bigger team. They can put some pressure on them. I mean, I don't know. You guys saw the Arkansas-Kansas line potential from Henry posted in the tweet.
I didn't see it. What was it?
Well, Kansas was a 4 seed. Arkansas was a 5 seed in the same region, so they would play each other in the second round.
Yeah,
they
of
won
course.
The first round matchup.
Of course.
So
I'm done with Arkansas, man.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. And so, like, I'm very concerned. I'd like to see some of the things that they did well offensively come back in the Big 12 tournament. I think, I'm going to be concerned until I see them win 2 games in a row in a neutral environment.
And Flory's got to be way better. I mean, we were just talking weeks ago about how he's defensive player of the year potentially in the conference, and he's shooting 70% from the field, and we're not feeding him enough. Yeah. Guys aren't hitting perimeter shots.
You had an article.
Like everybody individually is just playing terribly right now.
You had an article comparing him to Doak, right? Yeah. And then, I mean,
they were
obviously
statistically very similar seasons in the Big 12 up to that point.
Right.
And then these last 2-3 games, he's just been bad.
Field goal percentage, yeah.
He's been really bad. He's missing this thing. And I think he's pressing a little bit. I think he's trying too hard. I will say this, though, guys. Like, people say, like, this Kansas team lacks heart. It's not true. I don't think this is a lack of heart thing. I think they're just right now slumping, and they're in a bad position. Like, very rarely has this team gotten, from tip-off to the end of the game, had the brakes beaten off of them. The last 2 years, that team had that issue where they just wouldn't show up for games at all. Like, even when these games are losing, they're coming back and almost making it a game, even if they lose the game. So I think just right now, the roster construction is a major issue for me. Like, the bench is really bad as well. Flory, Tiller have just not given you anything consistently. Did you know they're like 349th or something in bench points per game and 304th in the country in bench minutes percentage?
I believe it, yeah.
Bill does not trust the bench whatsoever, and it's hard to blame him because you're Kansas and you're like 349th or something out of 360 teams. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. Well, that was going to be my next question, is just in terms of bench production, because Elmarko and Jamari just have not been producing. And we've seen Elmarko throw up some good games, but he has been really bad over these last few. And I mean, do you think the answer is just changing it up? Like, hey, instead of Elmarko and Jamari, let's throw Jaden and Cole out there? Or do you want to see more Paul and Bia minutes? I know you say he's not ready. I also agree he's not ready. But, like, where does that come from? Or does it have to be Elmarko and Jamari and they just got to step it up?
I absolutely do not want to see more Paul and Bia minutes. I would like to see less Paul and Bia minutes, actually. Yeah. I just don't think he's a good player right now at this moment in time. I don't think Cole Rosario is ready. Maybe play some more Jaden Dawson instead of Elmarko minutes. But at this point, I really don't know what the solution is.
Hayes in the barn.
It might just be, it is what it is, and you hope Elmarko or Jamari, one of these guys, ends up catching fire again. I mean, I think Jamari's been making some three-pointers as of late, but Elmarko just hasn't really been able to capture that magic he had a little bit in the midseason. And I think there's a lot of, like, pressure on these guys. Like, I read the message boards, I read Twitter, and everyone's just blaming them. But, like, guys, nobody's talking about bench scoring if the starting lineup was better offensively right now. Darren Peterson, Melvin Council, Bryson Tiller, Flory Patunga, these guys are having bad offensive stretch for like the last 4 or 5 games. And there's a reason why they've gone 2-4 in the last 6 games. They just can't win outside on the road, but also they're just missing shots they normally make. The offense looks sluggish. Like Bill Self said, the ball's not moving. It's not connected like it once was in that 8-game winning streak. I think they have been letting the ball stick way too much during this stretch.
And I know Sean wants to ask you about some postseason stuff regarding Big 12 tournament and the NCAA tournament. But looking at this game coming up tomorrow, you got K-State coming into town. Everything is lining up for this to be a classic get-back game. It's senior night. Kansas hasn't lost senior night in 42 straight years, looking for 43. You know, they're going to be wearing the red jerseys. Everybody's going to be emotional. Melvin, Trey, all these guys are going to be emotional last game in Allen Fieldhouse. What scares you about K-State, if there's anything? I mean, they're really bad, but they've won 2 since the interim coach has stepped in after Jerome Tang got fired. PJ Haggerty's still a volume guy. Just give us kind of a preview of this K-State game yet to come.
Yeah, nothing really scares me, to be real with you.
Okay,
here.
yeah.
If they lose this game, guys, it might be time to turn off the TV. There's Allen Fieldhouse. It's senior night. K-State is terrible. They have an interim coach. Like, they should beat the brakes off of them. This should be the type of game that Cole Rosario is playing with 10 minutes to go in the second half. Okay, whatever, senior walk-on.
G Gala.
Senior walk-on.
I want to see some Justin Cross minutes.
I mean, absolutely should play some Justin Cross minutes.
Yeah, I want to get double-digit minutes.
We talked about it beforehand. I'm not even, worried about this game. I'm too focused on what's going to happen Wednesday or Thursday night, whenever they play.
It's I don't want to say it's a no-win situation, but you have to win, of course. Nothing's going to really change if you do, but you got to win. Hopefully, confidence is the biggest thing that comes of this game for Kansas from an individual standpoint, because they need some confidence. They need to see the ball go in and hopefully get rolling a little bit. Shreyas, kind of a weird one. At Kansas, used to winning championships. You're going to go to Kansas City. You're going to hope to win a championship. But if that doesn't happen, or maybe adjacent to that, what should Kansas fans hope to see in Kansas City, or to get out of that, whether it's, a number of wins or the team just playing better, that sort of thing? Because if you're the 4 seed, which will happen if you win and Tech beats BYU, you got to play Iowa State immediately, and then you got to play Arizona. If you're the 3 seed, meaning Tech loses to BYU, then, you get a UCF or TCU or Cincinnati on the 6th line, and then maybe Houston. I mean, aside from winning games, I guess, and throwing a dart at it, what should KU fans want to see?
Well, I want to see their offense just have a pulse. I haven't felt a pulse from this offense in a while. I want to see Darren Peterson shoot above 40% of the field. He's only hit above that mark in the last 10 games 4 times. And since the Oklahoma State game, he's shooting 38% from the field, 23% from 3. I need him to be better on both ends of the court. I need Bryson and Flory to look a lot closer to Bryson and Flory, what they look like in that 8-game win streak. I need them to win at least 1 game in the Big 12 tournament, and then have a competitive game, whether it matters win or loss, in the semifinals. You can't lose badly to Iowa State if they play Iowa State, or Houston, or whoever they play. I need to see them make threes again, because it feels like they're not making threes, and that means Darren Peterson's got to hit more threes. And it'd be nice if somebody from the bench could give them something, more than 5 points a game, like Jamari Elmarco had been giving them. It'd be nice if Elmarco could convert some of the layups that he gets and the opportunities he gets when he's open. I think those are the things that I'm looking for, and stuff that you can build upon as they get closer to the NCAA tournament.
Shreyas, I know we're up against the break, but real quick, the Atlanta Hawks are having Magic City night. I know you're an Atlanta native. Quick question. Is it true that they used to be called the Lemon Pepper Laddha Wings?
All I can say is I went into Magic City at 4:30 on a Thursday to pick up some wings.
I see, yeah.
They were delicious.
Sure. To pick up some wings.
I was astounded by what I saw when I walked in at 4:30. But there was
Wait, what was it?
Redacted. But look, I want the hoodie. I'm not going to lie with you. I want the hoodie. I know there's been a lot of debate about this in NBA circles and stuff like that, and on Twitter, but respectfully, I think it's very Atlanta. I don't think this would work in any other city. It's an Atlanta institution, and the wings are pretty good. I can attest.
Okay, Shreyas, yeah, he can attest. He's had a wing or two over at Magic City in Atlanta. That's Shreyas Laddha from the Kansas City Star. Appreciate you coming in, as always, Shreyas.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, hey, after this, we're going to hear from the Hall of Famer, Bill Self, on Rock Chalk Sports, KansasNation.com, ESPN, Kansas City.
KansasNation.com is presented by Game Day Men's Health Lawrence. Step up your game with Game Day Men's Health Lawrence.
We have a great selection of vehicles here. What's the best fit for you?
Maybe something a little smaller. Maybe just a little bigger. Getting closer. Perfect. Come experience the crumb difference.
Together, we're elevating our potential, our pride, our traditions, and our dreams. Together, we're opening up a whole new world of possibilities. Elevate your University of Kansas experience with Jayhawk checking from Central Bank. Central Bank and KU, elevating together.
This is SSJ. Winter in Kansas City doesn't mean your lawn takes a break. It means smart homeowners get a head start. Let David and his crew from Custom Lawn and Landscape prepare your yard for a greener, healthier spring with winter fertilization, soil conditioning, and pre-emergent treatments that stop weeds before they start. Because when the snow melts, you don't want to start fixing your lawn. You want to already be winning. Trust Custom Lawn and Landscape, treating your yard now so it looks incredible later. Visit CustomLawn.com to schedule your winter services today.
Hello, it's Mark Whitlow from Office Products Alliance. OPA is not just your local office products connection. We have expanded our offerings to network cabling installation, security cameras, door access, and IT services. We all need to keep pace with new technologies. You can trust a Kansas City company that has been your partner for 32 years. Check us out at opakc.com. Supporting local businesses and our community is more important than ever.
Listen up, guys. Summer is coming, and there's no better time than right now to ignite your health and feel your best. Whether you're chasing peak performance, trying to reignite intimacy, or simply want to feel your best, Game Day Men's Health Lawrence is your calling. Situated in a plush man cave setting, their services for testosterone replacement therapy, ED, vitamin therapy, and weight loss are sure to give you the boost you need. Make an online appointment today by searching for Game Day Men's Health Lawrence. Step up your game in 2026 with Game Day. Back to Rock Chalk Sports. Well, I was talking about Game Day Men's Health a little bit earlier. I mentioned already the stats about how 50% of men by the age of 40 have low T and 60% of men have ED at some point in their life. Dan, what else can you tell us about Game Day Men's Health?
Let me tell you about their plush man cave-like setting. I have white coat phobia. I don't like going to the doctor, but let me tell you something. It is a plush man cave-like setting. They have the friendliest front desk people. Sam Abrams and Mitch Bales are super nice. It's a fully fledged medical clinic too, but it doesn't feel like it. That's the great thing about Game Day Men's Health. Everyone wants to put that off. If you don't have energy to go to the gym, go to work, spend time with your family, I urge you to go get yourself checked out at Game Day Men's Health. First visit is 100% complimentary. Why wouldn't you do it, right? You go get yourself checked out. It's a 3-step process. They take your blood and they check out and see what all is going on with you. If you're good, great. If not, they're going to do everything that they can to get you back in the game. They have B12 shots. They have IV drips. It's not just what you think a men's health clinic is. There's a lot more that comes with it. So go get yourself checked out at Game Day Men's Health here in Lawrence.
Tell them the guys at Kansas Nation sent you over there. Hey, let's hear from Bill Self a little bit earlier today.
Saturday, obviously big day. You have senior day. You have K-State here. You can lock up the double bye. Do you enjoy it? Like, it seems to just be a lot going on. Do you embrace these last games?
Yeah,
home season of the
yeah. Well, last game in Allen for the year, so everybody should embrace it. I know I will. I believe the players will. Hopefully the fans will. So, and we get a chance to play our rival in the last game. If it was somebody other than the rival, you know, I could personally see that maybe it's doesn't appear like you're playing for as much, but you said it pretty well. You know, playing for a 4 or 3 seed, and then the fact it's K-State. I think everybody should be excited about that. Plus senior night, senior day.
Bill, when you look back and remember the senior class, what will you remember the most about it?
Well, it's different now. It's different. You know, when you coach guys for 9 or 10 months, it's a little bit different than having them for 4 years, and so it's been a, you know, they've done really well. Probably more happy for and maybe show more gratitude towards Wilder and Justin more so than anybody, because they get no credit, and still yet they bust their butt and have been doing it for years and have put their handprint on our program in their own respective way. And that's real important for guys that pay their own way to school starting out, is they got to find a way to put their handprint and find their niche. And both these guys did that, so really proud of them. And then of course the other four, you know, they've only been here for a short amount of time, but they've all done everything we've asked them to do and what we expected them to do, and a couple of them have maybe even surpassed what we thought. So yeah, I'm pleased with the group.
Going back to last spring with Melvin, was he someone that you guys knew was going to go in the portal? How do you remember, or what do you remember hearing about him initially? And
I can't answer if we knew he was going to go in, or did we first notice him being in after he went in. I don't know the timing on it. I would think that as we're looking into the players daily, as a announcer go in, that's when we initially found out about it. I don't know if we heard any rumors that he could beforehand. I'm not involved in those, checking that stuff out or talking to agents daily and that kind of stuff. But I knew after he got in and after watching tape that he fit what I thought would be good for us. And I was, he couldn't have been better than what we had hoped for. He's been terrific.
And I know you talked about it throughout the season, but what were those things that you saw and you thought, hey, this could really fit Darren and this team and what we know we have, and where maybe has he really exceeded what you expected?
Well, I think it's more from an intangible standpoint than, if you look at it from a basketball standpoint, I'd say speed. We knew that he could make a shot, but that's not what he did consistently, as well as the things he can do with his speed and with his loving to play. So those are the things that stood out to me. And after he's got here, I'd say that is still the thing that stands out. It's one thing for guys to play with energy and enthusiasm, and it's great. But when you have speed play with energy and enthusiasm, it just looks a little bit different. And he certainly is one of those guys.
You just talked about it's different. How important do you think it is, as things change, to preserve the senior day tradition that's always been here and really is second to none? Really?
I agree with you, second to none. I think it's important to, as things move forward, to not totally lose sight of some things that actually may not appear to mean as much in real time, but looking back for these kids, it'll be something that they never forget. So I think it's important. I think it's important that these guys get recognized for their efforts and contributions in a way in which Kansas does it, and a lot of people do it. I mean, you still have senior days that are terrific across America. I don't know that many has had as many senior days that have probably been as emotional as what we've had here. I don't see that being tomorrow, but that shouldn't take away from these kids deserve to be recognized.
Do you, whether it's in the summer or when you first get them, do you talk to them about
senior day?
Yeah, well, you always say unpack your bags, right? I mean, for a guy like Jaden or G or whoever, like, you're only going to have a short period of time. You don't know how much they're going to play. Do you tell them, embrace all of this?
No, I tell them, absolutely tell them to embrace it all. But I don't know that that's one of our things that we talk about, as a selling point for, when we go into the portal, we're not going into it thinking about it's going to be a special senior day for you. Can you make us better? It would be more what we think about. But I do think that, do you talk about the alumni base? Do you talk about the past players. Do you talk about being a part of that fraternity? Yes, which kind of goes into what you're saying without probably using the term senior day.
And then sort of along those lines, every year throughout each season, whether it's identity or defense or this year with Darren, it's always there's time, and now it's March.
Yeah, there's
you
no
guys
time.
are out of time. Do you have to have a mindset shift because of that?
I think that our mindset shift isn't bad. If you're asking me, is that why we need to have a shift? I would say no. Was it bad last week? I would say yes. So if you're talking about from last week, yes. If you're talking about do we need to have a different mindset than we had against Houston and Iowa State and Arizona and those schools, I would say absolutely
just
not.
Knowing there's
Yeah, just knowing I would say the realization that there's no more what do you call that, a safety net. There's no you're on the high wire, and there's not a net underneath you anymore. I think that's kind of the best way to put it.
Compared to the first time you played them to tomorrow, is anything stand out about K-State? Anything they're doing different, or anything just watching the tape that you've seen?
I was actually very impressed with their win against West Virginia the other day, because they were able to guard a team that we didn't guard very well at all. So their defense has obviously gotten better, and they did it without a guy averaging 23 a game. And I don't know what his status, what PJ's status is for tomorrow yet or not. But when we played them before, they didn't have McGriff, and McGriff makes a difference. He gives them another big body, and certainly a guy you have to guard around the rim, and a guy that can guard us around the rim too.
Coach, speaking of that mindset shift, could you offer some insights on your strategy to make that happen coming out of that road trip? Do you go pour over the game film, or just put it in a drawer and tell them to look forward, or at this point in the season, how do you want to make that happen?
Well, we've already made it happen. So that was handled before, and so I think both. We watched it, we addressed it, we talked about it, and now it's time to move forward. So, we don't need to talk about it again. So probably a little bit of both of what you just said.
Going back to Melvin for a second, I think Adrian Wojnarowski told you and Chase when you were recruiting him that you couldn't let him leave the building without committing on his visit. At what point did you start to feel like that was true, or feel that about Melvin?
Well, I don't remember Woj telling me that. Maybe he told Chase that, or maybe Woj said he told Chase that. So I felt really good about Melvin coming long before he ever got on campus. But I did know that he needed to have a good visit. We needed to do a good job on campus. And so I can't remember, did Melvin commit on campus? So you asked the question. So I don't remember if he did or he went right back and most guys when they come on a visit and they have representation with them or family with them, most guys do it in a way that's actually the way you'd want your son or daughter to make a decision. Don't be emotional. Go home, sleep on it, and see how you feel when you wake up. I don't remember if Melvin was like that, but I would anticipate that he probably was.
He did Instagram.
Huh?
He went on Instagram and did it.
That's right.
He had a big Instagram live with a couple friends.
But it wasn't the day that he was on visit.
No.
Yeah, it was later. Yeah. That's when he brought out the notorious. Yeah, exactly. So.
Do you remember the '86 senior day?
Let's see, what did I wear yesterday? No clue. 86 senior day. I remember 88's more than 86 because I was actually coaching at Oklahoma State when it was Danny and Archie's senior day, which to me was one of the best senior days ever, and emotional because of Danny, but also because of Archie.
You played him?
We played him, then Coach put Archie in, and he told me we're putting Archie in, and I told our guys, you know, don't even get close to him, and let him heave up a shot, and that was cool to me. The '86, you know, you had Greg and Ronnie and Calvin, and I'm trying to think who else. That was a special group. But I you know, be honest with you, I remember '88 more than '86.
With 6 guys, have you decided who to start?
Yeah, I have.
And will you reveal it?
For you, yes. No, we're going to start Wilder and Justin and Jaden and Trey and Mel, and then G will come off the bench. So that's how we'll do it.
All right, anything else? Thanks, Coach.
All right, guys. Have a great
That's head coach Bill Self at Allen Fieldhouse a little bit earlier today. Hey, game picks to close out Rock Chalk Sports coming up. ESPN Kansas City and KansasNation.com.
What's up, everybody? Dan Peterson. Everybody go check out KansasNation.com.
Listen up, guys. Summer is coming, and there's no better time than right now to ignite your health and feel your best. Whether you're chasing peak performance, trying to reignite intimacy, or simply want to feel your best, Game Day Men's Health Lawrence is your calling. Situated in a plush man cave setting, their services for testosterone replacement therapy, ED, vitamin therapy, and weight loss are sure to give you the boost you need. Make an online appointment today by searching for Game Day Men's Health Lawrence. Step up your game in 2026 with Game Day.
We have a great selection of vehicles here. What's the best fit for you?
Maybe something a little smaller. Maybe just a little bigger. Getting closer. Perfect. Come experience the Chrome difference.
Haney and the Hawks is presented by Jefferson's with 2 Lawrence locations. Home of the best wings in town, 21 signature sauces. You got to check them out. But if wings aren't your thing, how about a burger? They hand patty their certified Angus beef every single day. Also hand bread their tenders. They make their ranch in-house. There is truly something for everybody at Jefferson's. Go see my buddy Brandon Graham and the entire crew at Jefferson's, either on Mass or Wakarusa in Lawrence, Kansas.
Together, we're elevating our potential, our pride, our traditions, and our dreams. Together, we're opening up a whole new world of possibilities. Elevate your University of Kansas experience with Jayhawk checking from Central Bank. Central Bank and KU, elevating together.
Hi there, Gary Joslin with Joslin's Jewelry. I'm not the class ring company. I'm a mom and pop jewelry store for 42 years. We were recently voted the gold medal #1 jewelry store in the greater Kansas City area by Ingram's Magazine. Come see us at Joslin's Jewelry, 9529 Antioch. Joslin's Jewelry, the jeweler you'll recommend to your friends and family.
Joslin's Jewelry for the best that's yet to come.
Welcome back. Rock Chalk Sports, getting your weekend going here on this Friday. ESPN Kansas City and KansasNation.com. Dan, it's been raining a lot recently. Tell us about Custom Lawn and Landscape.
I would love to tell you about Custom Lawn and Landscape, you know, because winter, and it is winter, as you mentioned, is the perfect time to get your lawn prepped, and there's no better place to do it than Custom Lawn and Landscape. These are key months for soil treatments, pre-emergence, and protecting trees and shrubs from the cold. Custom Lawn and Landscape, they're scheduling their winter services now, but their spots are limited. So you can call Custom Lawn and Landscape, or you can schedule online at CustomLawn.com. Custom Lawn and Landscape, better lawns start early at CustomLawn.com.
Top 25. We got game picks for you. We have, again, Miami of Ohio. They continue to clip our Dan Courtright. Will they finish the season undefeated? Number 19 ranked Redhawks are at Ohio. The Bobcats, home dogs on their senior day. Plus 5.5, over under 159.5. Do the Redhawks finish off the undefeated season?
I hate that I'm doing this. I think Ohio clips them. I think it's senior day. I think Ohio's not a terrible team. I think the emotions are going to be high. It's going to be tough to go into Ohio. Athens? Correct?
Yes.
It's tough to go into Athens and win on senior day. I think Ohio covers. I'm not going to say that they win, but I say Ohio
they don't
covers.
clip them.
I don't want to say that. I think I want Miami of Ohio to finish off undefeated.
So
I really want them to.
At 8 o'clock, you're taking Ohio plus 5.5. Number 18, St. John's is at Seton Hall. The Hall, 4.5 point underdogs, over under 136.5.
I like the Johnnies here. I think Rick Pitino's got these guys whipped into shape. I think the Johnnies go in to Seton Hall and win by more than 4.5.
All right, some other top 20 games tomorrow. Number 20, Arkansas is at Mizzou. Mizzou home dogs plus 3.5, over under 162.5.
Yeah, it's going to be their senior day too, but Arkansas is just really good, man. And I know they've been on a nice little win streak here. They're comfortably in the tournament, I would say, as of right now. I like Arkansas to go in there and win this game.
Loved seeing Mizzou fall to Oklahoma the other night. That was
nice.
Much appreciated. Number 13, Virginia hosting Virginia Tech tomorrow, 11 a.m. The Cavs are minus 9.5, over under 141.5.
Yeah, I like the over in this game. I think both teams are relatively efficient on the offensive side of the ball. Give me the over 141.5. It just feels too low for me. I'm not going to touch this line. I don't know about the 9.5.
We were talking about Ryan Odom yesterday and how he was the UMBC coach that beat Virginia.
That's crazy.
And now is the Virginia head coach, of course. Number 4, UConn is at Marquette. Golden Eagles, bad season. They're plus 9.5 at home, over under 143.5.
Yeah, UConn is going to wipe the floor with them. Shaka Smart is having a terrible season with Marquette. They are really, really bad. I think I like the over in this game, though, 143.5.
All right, it is the Battle of the Volunteer State. I had to just look that up. Number 24, Vandy is at number 23, Tennessee. Vols are minus 4.5, over under 147.5.
Yeah, this would be a fun game. I actually think Tennessee wins this one comfortably, though. I mean, it's senior night. You're at home. Tennessee's playing good ball right now. Vanderbilt also is playing some good ball, but I like Tennessee to cover this 4.5.
The U, ranked number 22 in the country. What a job that has been done there by Jay Lucas to turn that program around. They are plus 1.5 at home, hosting Louisville, over under 156.5.
I think Louisville gets them. I think Louisville wins this game, so I'm going to push the point away and take the money line.
Look at you. How about that? Wow, Louisville over Miami and South
Louisville
Beach.
gets back into the rankings.
Number 15, Purdue hosting Wisconsin. Boilers are minus 6.5, 157.5. They are going to finish their season going 0-4 at Mackey Arena against top 25 ranked teams. That's terrible. KU has beaten 3 top 5 teams at Allen Fieldhouse. Mackey Arena, Purdue 0-4 against top 25 teams. They're hosting unranked Wisconsin, minus 6.5 tomorrow.
Yeah, I hate Purdue. I hate Purdue for that just because they're projected to be higher than Kansas. Give me Wisconsin to cover. They've been good this year. I like Wisconsin to cover this line.
Kentucky hosting number 5 Florida. Cats are plus 7.5, over under 156.5.
Florida, I hate to say this because they've been playing really good ball lately. They are a national title contending win. This could be another back-to-back national championship run for them.
Yeah.
They've been playing
you're that high on
good
them.
a ball.
How
They're
about
going to
that?
win this game minus 7.5.
Number 25 SLU is at George Mason. SLU is minus 7.5 on the road, over under 145.5.
Yeah, I like SLU in this one. I mean, like I said, Shirts, he's still trying to get that big boy job. He's going to keep his foot on the gas for the rest of the year.
All right. This takes us to Cameron Indoor. Number 1, Duke hosting number 17, North Carolina. How about this line?
Oh, my God.
Duke is minus 16.5, over under 144.5.
I mean, that's insane, right? Like, you got to take North Carolina here. 16.5
Dan
is
says not a trap.
Way too big of a line.
Dan says not a trap. He is taking the 16.5 for the bruised and battered Tar Heels in Cameron Indoor. Number 16, Alabama hosting Auburn. Bama is minus 8.5, over under 176.5.
I think Alabama wins this one comfortably, and I think that might knock Auburn out of the bubble.
Could be.
I don't know. I mean, obviously that's a good loss, right, to the ranked number 16 team in the nation. But, yeah, I think Alabama wins this one by 9+.
Forever the Aiden Holloway revenge game. And if you're a KU fan, cheer against Alabama because they're kind of on that. Same with St. John's. Cheer against them.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the Big 12 lines. We've got number 7, Houston is at Oklahoma State. Houston's minus 13.5, over under 150.5. Do the Pokes pack a punch?
I think the Pokes do pack a punch. Like I said, it's senior night. I think that they cover the 13.5, but not by a lot.
Number 6, Iowa State hosting Arizona State. Clones are minus 13.5, over under 146.5.
Arizona State, they're riding that high against KU. Now, are they going to have a hangover from it, or are they going to go out there and maintain that momentum?
They're going to lose by 40.
Okay, they're going to lose by 40. Sean went ahead and did that game pick for
Number
me.
2, Arizona at Colorado. Zona is minus 15.5, over under at 155.5. How about Arizona? They are smaller favorites against Colorado than Duke is
to North Carolina.
That's
actually insane.
Do you like U of A laying the 15.5?
Yeah, I do. I mean, my goodness, they're playing good ball. Colorado's bad. Colorado's really bad. I do like the over in this game. I like 155.5. I like the over.
Number 14, Kansas hosting K-State. Jayhawks are minus 16.5, over under 152.5.
Yeah, and I'm going to go with the Dan Courtright special. KU wins, KU covers, but not just because I want that to happen. I think that's actually going to happen, and Kansas gets back in this game.
But you say that every time.
I know. I think Kansas gets back in this game. I think Kansas puts their foot on the gas. They absolutely throttle K-State.
All right. Tell everybody what they have to look forward to in terms of coverage tomorrow. KU K-State, KansasNation.com, and on socials.
I'd love to. Yeah, be sure to check us out all over our social media platforms. Going to be doing a lot of game day coverage. You know, guys playing through the tunnel, exclusive content that me, Dan Courtright, always gets for you guys, the fans. So be sure to check that out all over our social media platforms: Facebook, Kansas Nation, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at the Kansas Nation, and YouTube, where all of our shows are. KansasNation.com as well.
Yeah, appreciate the likes and subscriptions as well. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Again, check us out on KansasNation.com. Looking forward to a fun postseason. Let's clock the Cats tomorrow to get that going. For Elijah Schmidt, running the operations, and Dan Courtright, Sean Kellerman saying, we'll catch you this weekend, and we'll see you for Rock Chalk Sports on Monday from 4 to 6. ESPN Kansas City and KansasNation.com.
Hey, Kansas fans, Coach Bill Self here, and you're watching KansasNation.com.
We have a great selection of vehicles here. What's the best fit for you?
Maybe something a little smaller. Maybe just a little bigger. Getting closer. Perfect. Come experience the Chrome difference.
Hey there, I'm Nick Schaefer.
I'm Greg Gurley.
And this is Between Two Fountains. It's not an original name for a podcast, but it's our name, Greg.
Love it. A lot of time and effort went into that name, and that's all we got.
As far as you know. Hey, we're going to talk about our two favorite topics, Kansas City area sports and nonsense. That about covers it, right?
I'll handle the nonsense.
Yeah. We'll have the best guests as well, and the worst jokes come around every single week on Between Two Fountains.
Hi there, Gary Joslin with Joslin's Jewelry. I'm not the Class Ring Company. I'm a mom and pop jewelry store for 42 years. We were recently voted the gold medal #1 jewelry store in the greater Kansas City area by Ingram's Magazine. Come see us at Joslin's Jewelry, 9529 Antioch. Joslin's Jewelry, the jeweler you'll recommend to your friends and family.
Joslin's Jewelry for the best that's yet to come.
This is SSJ. Winter in Kansas City doesn't mean your lawn takes a break. It means smart homeowners get a head start. Let David and his crew from Custom Lawn and Landscape prepare your yard for a greener, healthier spring with winter fertilization, soil conditioning, and pre-emergent treatments that stop weeds before they start. Because when the snow melts, you don't want to start fixing your lawn. You want to already be winning. Trust Custom Lawn and Landscape, treating your yard now so it looks incredible later. Visit CustomLawn.com to schedule your winter services today.